Welcome back to Chevy's Inside High School Sports. I'm Matt Musil. Standout defensive backs are nothing new over at Lamar High School, but this year the Texans may have their best secondary yet, believe it or not. We take a closer look now in this week's Chevy Spotlight. Beginning with former NFL defensive back Jerome Sapp and Rod Babers in the late 90s, through current Texas defensive backs Holton Hill and John Bonney and countless others in between, Lamar's lineage of secondary standouts has earned the program the nickname DB High. This year, the Texans' defensive backfield might just be the best of the bunch, led by two of the top recruits in the nation, cornerback Anthony Cook and safety Deshaun Jameson.
Cook, he's amazing. You know, back in 2014, freshman year, you know, me and him had a talk saying that, you know, we're gonna be starters on varsity, we're gonna do great, we're gonna get some offers. We kind of work together, train together, and we just got better and better each and every day.
I feel like I'm obligated to do that since the guys before me, they taught me the ways and stuff like that, how to work hard and how to go get what you want. So I feel like I'm obligated to keep the tradition going. The standard is high once you come in, so that's why we're considered DB high.
They have role models to look to, and plus they can see the success they've had and, you know, what it's got for them, and, you know, it's not a bad route to go.
In his 33 years as head coach, Tom Nolan says it's now much easier to convince young players to play defensive back than the more glamorous offensive skill positions, due in large part to Lamar's DB high reputation.
Sapp he was totally convinced he was a running back. It was all I could do to get him to play safety, but we had a senior running back and another sophomore running back, and he was cut and dry. Now once he played it for a year, then it was the same. Bonney and Hill, the two at Texas, they were the same way coming out of middle school. Oh no, I'm a running back, I'm a running back. Well, why don't you just try this for a year? We don't need you at running back, then we'll move you back. And then once you get them moved and they have some success, then it's easy.
Honestly, when I came in, I didn't know how big it was. Then as I went through the school year at Lamar, I saw that how big these guys were, how many colleges wanted these guys, and that kind of motivated me to go out there and achieve what they did.
It's great to see that, you know, they're on a path to success, and that's also a great influence to me because watching them just getting their stuff together, going to school, getting good grades, and playing college football, that's a great influence.
Not only do they help bring out the best in each other, but the Lamar DBs make the Texans offense better every day in practice.
Facing the DBs we have at Lamar it's like top notch because you know you're going to get the best of them every day and they're going to get the best of me every day. So me versus the DBs, we're all competitors, we hate to lose, so I know I'm going to get the best out of them and they know they're going to get the best out of me.
Put it all together, and the Texans have high hopes this season.
We can win a state title. Offense, if they execute and the defense executes and everybody does their job, we are more than capable of winning a state title.
We have the team to go all the way to state, and I'm not just saying that, we actually have all the pieces to win it all.
And a special thanks goes out to head coach Tom Nolan and the Texans for spending time with us this week. Good luck the rest of the way, guys. Well, there were some very intriguing matchups on Thursday night this week. Let's get back to the highlights now. In the district opener in 23-6A, Pearland Dawson taking on George Ranch. And Dawson entering this one 2-1 on the season, as is George Ranch. On its opening possession of the game, George Ranch caps a long drive with this plunge by David Fisher from 2 yards out, and it's 7-0 George Ranch. The defense is controlling this one through much of the first half. This field goal from George Ranch extends the lead at halftime, 10-0. After the intermission, George Ranch is driving again. Christian Jackson hits his tight end, Colton Robertson, over the middle, but Dawson's Malcolm Kitt punches it out, and it's recovered by Tyree Pierce. That sparks the Dawson offense. Patrick Kramer fools everyone with some nice play action, and it's easy money from there. That cuts the George Ranch lead to 10-7. George Ranch answers with his field goal from Dalen Swain to push the lead to 13-7. Dawson finally hits a big play in the fourth. Kramer, once again, going up top. This time it's to his running back, Darius Smith, who hauls it in and gets down to the 12. On the next play, Mason Pierce on the jet sweep turns the corner and gets into the end zone. Dawson just gets by George Ranch, the final 14-13. Klein Oak looking to ruin district rival Klein Collins' perfect record. In the first quarter, the Tigers are driving when Isaiah Spiller loses the handle at the goal line, but his teammate Joseph Cordova is in the right place at the right time for the easy touchdown, and it's 7-0 Klein Collins. Still in the first, Collins quarterback Carter Ryan looks into the end zone for A.J. Bennett. The pass is tipped, but Bennett hauls it in anyway. It's 14-0 Tigers after one. It's 14-3 in the third when Spiller finds the end zone from 2 yards out, and Klein Collins goes up 21-3. Oak cuts it to 21-10 in the fourth and is threatening for more. But Ethan Frazier steps up for the Tigers defense. He grabs the interception, and Klein Collins improves to 4-0 on the season with a 21-10 win over Klein Oak. Fort Bend Marshall and Willow Ridge pairing up Thursday night at Hall Stadium, and it doesn't take long for Willow Ridge to get going. First play of the game, Christian Carter on the quarterback keeper finds daylight to the left and turns on the Jets. He takes this one to the house, 74 yards just like that. It's 7-0 Eagles. Marshall seemingly unfazed though on the ensuing kickoff. Corey King takes the ball at his own 12, finds a seam. He heads north in a hurry. He'll cover 88 yards in all to get the game tied at 7 apiece. Back-to-back touchdowns to open the game. The Buffaloes on offense now. Quarterback Jabari James throws the screen pass to Devin Akane. He picks up a key block and rides the rail. 66 yards down the sideline to give Marshall a 14-7 lead. Willow Ridge matches that big play with one of its own. Carter, again this time through the air, finds Vontae Frederick in stride. A 91-yard pitch and catch still in the first quarter of this track meet, and we're tied at 14-all. How about the Buffs' James and Akane hooking up again for the screen pass? Looks like an instant replay. This time it covers 43 yards, and it's 21-14 Marshall at the end of one. We move to the second quarter, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same play. This time to the other side of the field, it's Dominic Houston Shepard doing the honors from 14 yards out. And the Buffs have a nice complimentary play to go with it. This time the pump fake opens up Henry Thomas for a 50-yard touchdown pass, and Marshall dominates the rest of the way, winning it in convincing fashion, 77-20. We move to Katy now, where Richmond Foster looks to upset Cinco Ranch. But early on, Brant Keithy had other ideas as he goes around the corner from 6 yards out to put the Cougars up 6-0. Later, he finds plenty of running room up the middle, this time from 7 yards out, and it's 13-0 Cinco. Foster finally puts something together through the air. Colin Williams rolling left and finds Shadid Ahmed with his pass into a tight window, cutting the lead to 13-6. But this night belongs to Brant Keithy as he goes up the middle again with little resistance. That stretches the lead to 22-6. In the third quarter now, it's the same song, different verse. Keithy up the middle. Once again, some outstanding blocking from the Cougar offensive line makes this one look too easy. Keithy scores all 5 Cougar touchdowns, and this one never in doubt as Cinco Ranch wins it 36-6 is the final. Baytown Lee hosted Lumberton in a rare Monday night contest this week. Early on, Lumberton driving, but the Raiders' pass goes through the receiver's hands, caroms right to Julian Laubach, who hauls it in for the interception. The Ganders trail 7-zip in the second quarter when Ijania Woolley keeps it on the read option. He bursts through the hole and goes 62 yards untouched to the end zone. That'll tie the game up at 7-all. Late in the half, Lumberton looks deep, but check out the play Laubach makes on the ball. A wild juggling interception for Laubach. That keeps the game tied heading into halftime. The second half, though, is all Lumberton. Justin Conway with a touchdown run right here, and Baytown Lee falls. 28-7 is the final. Another exciting week of high school football is almost in the books, but we're not done yet here this morning. Stick